Hey guys, it's Pemble, and as you can see, I'm having a little trouble drilling through this this piece of metal here, and the problem is that my drill bit is very, very dull, and that's what happens to drill bits when you use them. When you use metal to cut through metal, the metal sometimes rubs off on the other metal. Dull drill bit. This drill bit here is like, I think it's like a 5/16 or maybe a 3/8 drill bit. I think it's a 5/16 drill bit, which I use a lot of. And they probably cost about 10 bucks. So when one gets dull, I have two choices. I can buy another one for 10 bucks, expensive, or I can sharpen it. So let me show you how to sharpen a drill bit. When you go to the hardware store, what you're gonna find next to every single drill bit display that I've ever seen is you're gonna see down on the bottom shelf, right off to the left or the right of all of the drill bits that you could buy, you will find a drill bit sharpening kit. And it's got a little attachment and some special things and doohickeys, and it takes up space on your workbench, and they usually cost about 30 bucks. Do not buy that drill bit sharpening kit. Here's the trick. All you need to sharpen your drill bit is a grinding wheel and maybe a little fancy kind of a jig thing that you can build for yourself, but you probably don't even need that. So let me show you what's going on here. When you look at the end of a drill bit, if you look at this angle that goes across the top here, this angle that kind of matches along my fingers there, what you see here is you see about a 118 degree angle. Now the reason I say 118 degrees is on my drill bit here, which is kind of beat up, it's not exactly 118, but just about every drill bit has a 118 degree angle across the top. The other thing that's important to know about a drill bit is it's this edge right here, this one little spot right here, that's what makes the difference. That's what does the cutting. And all of this stuff down here, all of these threads down the side there, they don't really get that dull because this is the business end of the drill bit. So all we have to do is restore that perfect 118 degree angle on the tip of our drill bit, and we've got essentially a brand new drill bit. Because there are basically two facets or two angles on the tip of the drill bit, what we need to do is we need to figure out what we're going to do with that 118 degrees so that we know what angle to hold our drill bit against the grinding wheel to make this all come true. So we'll do a little bit of math. 118 degrees, we've already decided we've got two angles here, so half of 118 is 59 degrees. Now, if you think about the grinding wheel like here, if you think of this as the end of your grinding wheel, and we're holding the drill bit at 90 degrees, just like that, but we really need to get a 59 degree angle, what we want to do is we want to take the rest of the difference between 59 and 90, which is 31. So basically what we want to do is we want to figure out a way to hold the drill bit against the grinding wheel at a consistent 31 degree angle, and then what we want to do is we want to rotate the drill bit a little bit as we move it across the wheel, and I'll show you how that works. If you're lucky, or if you shop well, you'll find that a lot of grinders will come with that 31 degree angle already built into one of the grinder decks, and with that you can then very easily and without any extra effort of any kind set the drill bit inside that routed out spot and then rotate it as you grind it along the grinding wheel, and that's how you're gonna sharpen the drill bit. Let me show you how that's done. Also want to keep in mind, if you can control the speed of your wheel, you want to kind of have it go a little bit slower than you might. You don't want to have it going on full speed because the drill bit is actually pretty soft and you don't want to grind it down any more than you have to. So now, what you see is kind of something completely different, right? We've got really, really sharp edges, particularly right here, which is where the drill bit cuts into the metal. That's really sharp. If I were to pull that across my finger, I would totally cut my finger, which I won't do, but you'll have to take my word for it. So that is really simply how you sharpen a drill bit. So one other thing, like I said, a lot of grinding wheels, mine has this little trough already built into it, so it's real easy for me to find a 31-degree angle so that I can sharpen my drill bits all day, every day. And this drill bit is as sharp, if not sharper, than when it just came out of the package, right? So it took me a little while to make this video. It took you a little while to watch this video. You can sharpen your drill bit in way less time than it took you to watch this video. If you don't have a grinding wheel that's got that 31-degree angle built into it, you can make a jig. You can make a jig with a router. You can make a jig by gluing a couple of pieces to another piece of wood and just setting it here. What I did was I just 3D printed a little jig because I've got a 3D printer, which is awesome. And so I just designed one. I measured this up. I designed this little jig. And now what I can do if I don't have that is I just set this in there, and it's that same 31-degree angle, right? And then this one just slides right onto my grinding wheel on this side, and then I can just hold it and spin and sharpen my drill bit, right? So if you have the means, I would definitely pick up a 3D printer because the world opens up in ways you wouldn't believe. So that's kind of one of the cool things about 3D printing, and one of the really cool things about being able to keep your tools sharp and well maintained and not having to just spend all the money in the world. Let's see how it works. Like butter. So learn how to sharpen your drill bits. It's worth every bit of the 10 minutes it will take you to figure it out. Thanks for watching. I'm Will Pemble. Thanks for helping me bring physics, family, and fun to kids everywhere. Please subscribe and like and share, especially subscribe and like and share. I'll see you soon.